What's up, everybody? Bobby Foster here. So it's the last minute. It's December 31st, 2020, but I decided today that I wanted to drop one of those best of 2020 videos. Now, let me just say something right off the bat. These are just my favorite songs. These don't have anything to do with being the best song of the year as far as craft wise or one being better than the other or anything like that. These are just all songs that I've listened to a lot this year. I thoroughly enjoy. So I'm going to go through them. I'm going to give my reasons why I feel like they're dope. And that's how this list is going to be run. There's no order to them, except I'm going to start with my second favorite song of the year first to start off with a bang. And then I'm going to leave my favorite song of the year for last. Save the best for last, right? So also what I did was I tried to only put, one song, maybe two songs from each artist that I picked, because I wanted to have variety. Because honestly, my list probably wouldn't have much variety in it if I just put however many songs from a specific artist that I wanted. So yeah, I only have 1 to 2 songs per artist that I picked. So coming up first, starting off with a bang, Chicago Freestyle by Drake. This record is the epitome of what people love about Drake. This could easily fit on Take Care. This is Drake at his best, in my opinion. The rapping, but the moodiness, that diary rap kind of format. The hook from Giveon was ridiculously good. Drake sampled a dope lyric from, I think it's Superman by Eminem. It was just so dope. It's just classic Drake. And honestly, I personally think it's one of Drake's best songs that he ever made. Definitely the best song he made in 2020. Now, let's move on from Drake. Let's go to a little different of a genre. Let's go to Forgive Me by Chloe and Halle. Now, this song is what put me on Chloe and Halle. This song was so fire to me. To this day, it's a song where I listen to it and I feel like I'm hearing it for the first time. It's one of those kind of songs. It has that staying power, that timelessness. It introduced me to how dope Chloe and Halle are as performers, as vocalists. It's epic. The album is amazing too, Ungodly Hour. And it was just all year, Chloe and Halle just killed all their performances, especially with how they had to put everything together because of the pandemic and they were doing videos in their backyard and everything like that. Epic year for Chloe and Halle. My favorite song from them this year is Forgive Me. Now, when this song dropped, I was so hyped. So the original was good and it's a cool video. But when Will Remix dropped and Will Smith hopped on this Joyner Lucas song, Will Smith dropped a dope verse in 2020. It went in. It was so cool, especially when the backstory of Joyner and Will and how Joyner didn't ever have, a father figure in his life that he could look up to. And so, he was kind of learning from Will, learning from Uncle Phil and stuff like that from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So he saw Will as this idol, and that's why he made Will in the first place. It was to celebrate Will Smith. And so when Will hopped on the song, and Will was shouting out his idols, but then also said that, Joyner's gonna be amazing as a rapper and his son is gonna be great and all this kind of stuff. It was just so touching. It was such an amazing verse, awesome song. I actually really like Justin Bieber's music. Specifically, Journals is what put me on Justin Bieber back in the day. I love Journals as a project. I don't necessarily listen to all Justin Bieber's projects like that, but when Holy came out, that was nice. That was a nice switch up for Justin. I really like the way that it sounded. I like the church vibes from it. I actually really think it's cool that he went that route too, especially because he's really involved in church and things like that. So it was cool he put it in his music. I actually personally really enjoyed Chance's verse, which was awesome because I was also not that big of a fan of Chance's last album. And I thought he actually brought it on the verse from Holy. So I'm definitely going to throw this in here as one of my favorite songs of the year. So let's go to a new artist I got put on this year, Baby Keem, Hooligan. I really enjoyed this track because it gives me Kendrick vibes, right? And that was before I knew that Kendrick is Baby Keem's cousin. So it makes sense. Baby Keem is also signed to Kendrick's new label, PG Lang. And so it was really cool to just get a Kendrick type vibe while there's been no Kendrick music out. And so I actually went back and listened to Baby Keem's last project, and there was a few good songs from it that I really enjoyed. So I'm definitely looking forward to his new project, and Hooligan just is a vibe to me. All right, so let's go back in time a little bit. This man used to be a huge superstar. I mean, I guess technically he's still a huge superstar, I guess. But to me, he hasn't released any amazing music in a while. That is until this year. Bad Habits by Usher. Bad Habits is a fire song. The music video is great. The song is amazing. Usher's been around a long time. I feel like this song proved that he could still be relevant in this era. I'm actually really looking forward to like what project this is going to be attached to, because like this song, I bump this song all the time. I love this song. And while we're on that note, let's go to another song from an artist that like completely fell off, that I feel like dropped a pretty dope project. And this song, ZZZ by B.O.B. goes in. If you haven't heard this song yet, check out this song. It's amazing. It has this like eerie, dark trap vibe to it, and B.O.B. is just flowing over it effortlessly. The hook is super catchy. I mean, it's nice. This is kind of like my underrated song of the year. This song, like, if B.O.B. dropped this when he was huge, this would have been a huge record to me. Like, this song is big. This song is super dope. Like, I really enjoy this song. So since we were talking about some older artists, let's talk about a newer artist that I'm really starting to like, Cordae. Cordae dropped a song called The Parables, and it was fire. It is fire. It's a real different sound for him. I felt like when I listened to his debut album, it was kind of light and full of hope. This was kind of just like this dark, observational storytelling record about his life. And it was just so different and so raw. And I was like, man, this dude is coming for this game right now. Like he's one of those rappers left that still cares about the craft and that still wants to be competitive and be the best. And I feel like he's setting himself up to be up there for real. I mean, his debut got nominated for a Grammy. You know what I'm saying? Like this dude, like he's serious. If y'all don't know about Cordae, go listen to some of his stuff. And since we're on this idea of being new, let's go to this idea of a new kind of video. Let's talk about Toxic by Kehlani. Now, this was an impactful record, honestly. So first of all, everyone loved this album by Kehlani. Secondly, I believe she was the first artist that made like a quarantine style video. And we saw a lot of that. So like this video had impact. It was very successful. And a lot of people started doing these quarantine style videos and having success with them. So we got to talk about this one because Kehlani was the first. Now it helps that the video's super low quality. You know, it really just shows off her sex appeal and things like that. But the song is fire. Those Ty Dolla $ign ad libs that are so famous now were present on there. The song goes in. It was amazing all the way around. And even though the video technically was trash quality, because it was like the first of its kind and kind of innovative, I feel like I'm giving Kehlani kudos for even putting that video out too. You know what I'm saying? Like she knew that, you know, visuals are important and she just was going to do what she could. Like she said she filmed it on her Mac and edited it on her Mac. And so like she just wanted to feed her fans and she did that and made a dope record doing it. And while we're on singing, let's go to Generous by Doja Cat. Now Generous was a song that was supposed to be on Hot Pink. It kind of recently just came out and Doja decided to release it just on SoundCloud. This sound from Doja is so fire. It is so fire. This slow R&B Doja is my favorite. I'm hoping that's the direction she's going in on her next album, or at least have more than she did on Hot Pink. I believe she only had Streets on Hot Pink with that vibe. I want more of that. Generous is fire. I'm mad it's not on streaming because I'll be listening to it all the time. Now let's transition again into a different genre completely. Let's talk about some K-pop. Let's talk about How You Like That by Blackpink. Now for me, this was really impactful because this was my intro into K-pop. I know Gangnam Style is K-pop, but I never listened to that song willingly. Like it was just everywhere. You couldn't escape it. But How You Like That, I listen to all the time still. I listen to Blackpink's album all the time. I like basically the whole thing. It's fire. I really enjoy it. K-pop videos are always a huge spectacle. So the video for this was fire. Man, my son likes this song. Like this song was, I've been listening to it a lot. So this is definitely going on my top of the year. So while we're on the idea of pop, let's go to Holiday by Lil Nas X. Now, this song to me is just super catchy. Like, I like it. I think societally it's really cool. It's funny because people said I was one of the only reactors that commented on this line, but I feel like it's impactful as hell that Lil Nas X had like an openly gay bar on a mainstream hip-hop/pop record. I felt like that's kind of groundbreaking, honestly. Like, and that's why I commented on it in the reaction. So I really like this song because the hook is super fire, the beat is dope to me. It's just catchy to me. So I like catchy music. You know who doesn't? And also, I mean, the video had a good video treatment. And I just think I like it's really cool to me when I see something societally impactful while it happens. And although we don't see the impact of that bar yet, oh, that bar is going to change things. Now let's go to Positions by Ariana Grande. I know out of all the songs on Positions, this is kind of a cliche pick, but ever since I've been listening to Positions, I feel like this is the song I keep kind of going back to that keeps popping up on my playlist. I mean, this song is fire. It inspired a challenge on TikTok. It has staying power. It's that R&B trap vibe, you know, from Ariana that I like a lot. There's a few different songs from this album I could have picked. It was hard though. You know, that Weekend collab was nice. Nasty with Ty Dolla Sign was dope. POV is amazing. Like the album is great. Definitely go check out the album if you haven't checked it out. I just went with this song, but I could have went with so many different songs on this album. So this song right here, this song was crazy. The backstory to this song was insane. So this artist was about to get married, and him and his wife couldn't figure out what song to dance to for the first dance. So they were like, know what? Let's make a song. And so they made a song. That song is called Right Now by Bobby Foster and Stephanie Foster. That's right, it's me. Of course, I was going to include myself on this list. This is one of my favorite songs this year just because of that backstory I was just saying. Like, it was really cool. Like, we really couldn't decide on a song to pick for our first dance. I just had the idea. She could sing, I rap. We had a producer. I was like, know what? Let's just do it. And so we put the song together. Did it as our first dance. It was a big hit. Everybody liked it at the wedding. It was really cool. And that kind of inspired me to keep going, honestly. So I learned how to produce. People like wanted it up on streaming services. So I like learned how to produce so I could mix it a little bit better. And then that kind of like started my music journey again. You know, I've always been doing music probably since like I was like 18 and took a break, did spoken word poetry. Anyway, this ignited you know, just this like inspiration to make music. And now that I could produce on my own, I didn't like have to wait for beats or buy beats or anything like that. You know, I've just been like experimenting with my sound and everything. And this song was the genesis of that. And it's amazing, you know, just because, you know, I got to create it with my wife, and that's awesome. So let's go to another song that came out this year that really impacted me. Everything That's Missing by Big Sean. Once again, I could have picked a bunch of songs from this album, from Detroit 2. It's my favorite album of the year. I could have picked so many songs, but I'm going with this song simply because when I was listening to it for the first time and this song came on, Everything That's Missing, I had a revelation while I was listening to it. And, you know, so in the song, he talks about how as he was rapping, he was always trying to get to like, you know, more money, more accolades, more accomplishments. And after he got all of it and he was just like looking back in his life, as he was looking back on it, he realized that like he was living his dream the whole entire time because like in his time, he was actually rapping. You know, so if you're doing what you love to do, then you already won. Like if you have that free time to do what you want to do, that is the dream. The accolades and the accomplishments and all that won't fulfill you as much is actually doing the thing you love to do. And that just like struck a huge chord with me. And so that's why I'm picking this song. Now I know y'all have been waiting because I know the audience of this channel. I know I got a lot of Nicki fans on here. And I'm deep into this list and I know y'all being like, where's Nicki? Where's Nicki? Now listen. So because I've reacted to so many Nicki songs this year, pretty much like her whole discography in what, like 6-7 months, I haven't really been able to sit like with any Nicki songs yet. But there is one song that keeps popping up on my playlist that I'm really enjoying, and that song is Yikes. This song, especially after reacting to all of Nicki's music, is so fire to me because one thing after going through her discography that I realized that I want for Nicki is for her to just have fun making music. You know, as a woman in hip hop, she's been in the position of having to defend herself a lot, having to prove herself a lot. And so Yikes felt like fun. And she has a lot of these songs whether it's features or freestyles where you could tell she's just rapping for fun. And I feel like that brings out the best side of her, honestly. That and her competitive side. But like just when she goes in there, she's just rapping, having fun, throwing out bars, whatever. Like I just feel that's like some of my favorite Nicki music. And so this song gave me that vibe. I also thought it was really cool because it has this modern beat to it that Nicki still kills. So it shows that she's still gonna have this longevity, that she can adapt to the era, this current era we're doing. So I'm really excited for where it's going. Nicki has some dope features this year, but I feel like this single Yikes that she put out this year is definitely the most enjoyable song for me. So let's go from Nicki to The Weeknd. The Weeknd had one of the best albums of the year, commercially and all that. Once again, there's a lot of songs from this album I could have picked, but the song that just like I vibe with the most is Escape from L.A. Escape from L.A. is just a vibe for me. I don't know how else to put it. It's just, I could have went with some other songs like I'm saying, but Escape from LA is a song I always go back to. I really like that like moody R&B sad music. You know, like that's just I love that stuff. And so Escape from LA fits in that box. So that's why I'm picking Escape from LA. All right, 3 songs left. What are the last 3? Let's go with Godzilla is the next one. Now listen, Eminem, he's been in the game forever. Amazing rapper, always dominating as far as his bars go and his writing, his craft. Like not a lot of people can touch him. So there's not a lot M can do to necessarily impress me anymore. Just because like I know his potential. You know what I'm saying? Like I know what he can do. You know. But when Godzilla came out, it was this really cool mix of, you know, he had Juice World on the hook, and so he like tapped into the younger audience with putting Juice on there. His rapping was really good, the beat was really good, but then when he goes off at the end, he like broke one of his own records. I think it was the Rap God record for however many words in a certain amount of time. And so like even after all this time, he's found a way to better himself in some kind of way, and that's crazy. Like he's been doing this for so long and he outdid himself on a record. Like, that's just crazy to me. It shows Eminem's longevity. And interestingly enough, it shows that he's tapped into the culture of what's going on right now in rap, which a lot of people felt like he was disconnected from because, you know, he was just bashing on mumble rap and all that kind of stuff in one of his albums. But it showed he has his ears to the ground because, like, he knew Juice could rap. You know what I'm saying? And so Eminem seems to, you know, when it comes to the new school, just mess with a lot of these rappers that can rap, like Joyner and Juice World and Big Sean and stuff like that. You know, it was really cool to see him, you know, link up with Juice with that. Like I said, it was really cool to see him outdo himself. Like, that was crazy. So since we're talking about rap guys, let's go to a Lil Wayne song. Lil Wayne and Drake actually on King Freestyle. We haven't gotten a Lil Wayne and Drake collab in a very long time, so it was awesome to see them together on this record. It was also really cool because they had 2 distinct styles on this beat. Like the beat really felt like a Drake style beat and Drake went in on it, and then Wayne came in and arguably had a better verse, and it was just like Young Money, man. Like they still run things 10 years later. You know what I'm saying? Like no one's really doing it like that. It'll be awesome to see, you know, looks like Drake and Nicki have made up in their relationship. So getting a Drake and a Nicki song, getting a Wayne and a Nicki song, getting a trio song, like it'll be cool to get that again. And I feel like the seeds of that once again have been planted in the King Freestyle. All right, last up, my favorite song of the year, Righteous by Juice WRLD. Righteous by Juice WRLD. This year was hard for so many people. You know what I'm saying? This year was hard for the world. And Righteous just energetically and expressed how I was feeling a lot this year. You know, it talks about anxiety, it talks about depression, and just like the way he's rapping and singing on it, you could just feel it. And I feel like it's a song that I noticed I would just keep on repeat and listen to it over and over and over and over again. This is definitely my most played song this year. And then when the video came out, it was like, man, because like Juice had passed away, and like the video kind of shows him struggling. But then at the same time, there was like this animated part to it where like, you know, he turned into an anime character and he was powerful and everything like that. And then it showed us that, you know, he's like looking down on us all from above. And it was a dope video. The song is just, it just expressed energetically like just how I felt all year. So that's definitely my favorite song of the year, Righteous by Juice WRLD. And there is the list. There are my top 20 songs of the year. Once again, in no particular order, other than putting my second favorite song first and my most favorite song last. Everything else, you know, I couldn't really judge. But like those two songs, Chicago Freestyle and Righteous, really stuck out to me this year. Those were by far my two favorite tracks that happened this year. And so, going back over the year, like, it was a good year for music. But something that I've noticed with music this year is just like and you could say this is because of the pandemic and artists have more time to make music. I'm not sure, but there was so much music dropping. Like, I never really had a chance to like sit with a lot of music this year. And I know that's only going to get worse next year because so many people were holding on to their music to drop it next year in hopes of touring. So I hope I can find a way in my life to be able to like sit with some songs more. You know what I'm saying? Because I just couldn't really sit with a lot of music this year. And so I want to thank all these artists on this list, all the artists out there that are putting out their music for people to enjoy, to connect with people, to voice our frustration, our sadness, and our anger of these times, our happiness, our joy, all of the emotions. I appreciate all you artists for doing that this year, especially in 2020. We really needed that. But definitely leave your thoughts below. What are your favorite songs of the year? Leave those in the comments. Like I said, I tried to be as diverse as possible in my list and only pick a song or two from an artist. There's a lot of songs I left out that I really enjoyed this year, but I would rather, highlight as many artists as I possibly can. I hope y'all have a great New Year's tonight. I hope that 2021 is better than 2020. I hope that everyone, gets the healing that they need from this year. I hope everyone can find some type of joy in what's going on. I wish the best for all of you. I really appreciate y'all for supporting this channel this year and letting me even do this. It means the world to me. I really appreciate that. And you know where to be in 2021 on Foster the Knowledge. This isn't stopping. We're only going to grow. We're only going to get bigger. I have big dreams for this channel. I have big dreams for what I want to do just in general. And so we're going to get there. In 2021, that's going to be the blast off year, y'all. But once again, thank y'all so much for your support. I really appreciate it. And until next time, I'll see y'all.